Welcome to the PMX Conversations, where we explore precious metals, global markets, and the decisions that shape long-term wealth preservation. I'm Toronto Mike, and this podcast is brought to you by CanadianPMX. We're joined by Demetra Sofos, precious metals e-commerce manager at CanadianPMX. In this episode, we'll be discussing precious metals e-commerce services. Hello, Demetra, and welcome to the PMX Conversations.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. It's a brave new world, Demetra.
Yes, it is.
We're doing everything online these days. Like, I don't know about you. Mm-hmm. I'm buying all my concert tickets online. I'm buying toilet paper online. Okay, I'm banking online. Can I access precious metals online?
You can. So our website is www.CanadianPMX.com. In order to use it, you would have to first set yourself up with a username and password, and then you can just go on and start adding things to your cart and checking out.
So is it 24/7?
It's 24/7, yeah. So right from the comfort of your own home, based on the times when you want to purchase, based on the metals markets at the time that you want to purchase. So it's all fully user friendly. What's the word I want to use?
Intuitive?
Intuitive, yes.
You can borrow that word.
Yeah. So there's full transparency, several pages that you can review before you make an informed purchase, or so that you can make an informed purchase. FAQ pages, payment methods, what's available, how long we've been in business, so that you're buying from a trusted supplier. We have been in business over close to 40 years at this point, so we do have that reputation behind us.
Well, that's older than you.
Yes, it is.
Wink, wink. So again, I feel like we live in what a wild era. What a time to be alive that we can order any time of the day from the comfort of our own home.
That's for sure.
But Demetra, do I still need an in-store appointment?
You don't need an in-store appointment. I mean, some people call ahead of time thinking that they do, but again, in-store appointments are not necessary because their bullion sales are pretty straightforward and typical. Their buy prices, their sell prices are based off of live markets. When the market closes at 5 p.m., we're open till 6. So after hours, we just use the closing rate prices, at the time of purchase or sale. There are premiums over and above when you're purchasing, so customers shouldn't just look at the spot market price and assume that that's what they're paying. And again, on the sell side, we do take a commission of some sort based on the individual item that they've purchased or are selling back.
What payment options are available?
Payment options available are, we have a new one that we implemented last year, so Interac e-Transfer. That in turn kind of replaced the electronic bill payment that we used to offer. We just found that was a little bit too troublesome in some cases, so we no longer offer that, but we did replace it with Interac e-Transfer. As always, bank wire, bank draft, debit in-store, cash in-store.
Okay.
What else? Oh, business check. But all those will have restrictions or, conditions based on the payment methods, clearance times and all that.
Right. Those are standardized by your
right.
typical banking timelines.
Correct. Yeah.
So again, silly question, but like 3 a.m, I could buy a kilo bar of gold?
You can. If it's available online, you can definitely buy it. Yeah. Primarily, that payment would come in through a bank draft or wire transfer, just because it's over like a $50,000 threshold is kind of like where we start saying,
right.
If you are buying something of that volume, please send it using those payment methods, either of them.
So what about shipping?
So shipping, because of the increase in prices now, we've had to raise free shipping thresholds. So that would be for $1,000 Canadian or greater. You get free shipping with insurance within Canada, whereas U.S. used to be a flat rate of $34.95. Unfortunately, because of the tariff situation, we've had to implement, a suspend shipping to the U.S. just until, further notice when things get better.
When things change on that front.
Yeah.
Tracking information, is there real-time access to tracking info?
There is. So once our shipping department creates your label, and gets it ready for fulfillment or for pickup from the carrier, the tracking information will be sent to the customer by email, and they'll be able to track it using the carrier service provided online. Everything, again, is available online.
24/7, I hear.
24/7, yeah.
Wow, never closes.
It's, it's always good when you can feel self-sufficient. You're able to have access to these things on your own, right? So you don't always have to call someone during business hours when they're not open, or, when you're after work, when it's time, when you have some time to do it, right? So, and sometimes for myself, I always think, oh my gosh, I forgot to check that, and it's 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
I can't call the business at 11 o'clock
No,
at
I had
night,
a real life. So literally last night, very late, like, I don't know, 11:30 p.m. or something, I realized, I have to book a camping spot. You can book 6 months out. And it was exactly 6 months from when I wanted to go camping at a popular provincial park. And I realized, back in the day, we had to make phone during 9 to 5.
Yeah.
This whole idea that I could reserve a camping spot at 11:30 p.m. It's still blows my mind.
Yeah, that's, it's ease of access. It just gives you more, greater buying power, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what's the purpose of the credit card or the backup payment method?
So the backup payment is required just to lock in your pricing. It basically, it acts like a signature towards your commitment to your order. So that being said, there are market loss policies that do apply. So the credit card is used and held encrypted, but can be charged for any reason such as canceling your order, or some customers, unfortunately, it comes to the time to pay and they don't have the funds available because they were hoping their GIC would cash out by then. But that's why I'm saying you always have to read behind the lines on a website just to know that you're, what you're informed about, or what kind of information you're gathering before you purchase, because it is a commitment. And anytime, let's say, the market drops, that's also a reason why people call to cancel, thinking that the market prices will change on their behalf. But
right.
At the same time, it could change on our behalf, but we wouldn't be charging you more for that, right? So it kind of works on both sides.
No, I heard this just about, silver, for example, and there was an example where it was, I won't use real terms, but it was $150, then it was $100 the next day, so people might place an order. Yes.
Yeah, so some customers, look, it's normal to sometimes assume that, but, if you read further into precious metals and how it works, it's like any other investment, right? Once you lock in a price, it's a buy and sell transaction. It's not something that, can work in your favor. Oh, tomorrow it goes cheaper, so let me call and see if I'll get the cheaper price. So, yeah.
So on that note, can you speak to the compliance of this?
Yeah. So compliance, it's again readily available online to read with regards
24/7.
Yeah. The government website regarding FinTrack will give obviously consumers informed knowledge on how that works. As a precious metals company, we're obliged to report any cash transactions in any 124-hour period per purchase per customer that are in excess of $10,000 Canadian, and that's again just to meet compliance standards within Canada to ensure that none of these funds are being used for money laundering, terrorist activity, and other things.
Sure, obviously, absolutely. Now you're comfortable. Now we've been chatting for a few minutes. You feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
Good, because I feel like I have you now. I have Demetra, the expert, and I can ask you anything. This is how I feel right now.
Ask away.
So
hopefully I can answer.
Now, these are my friends, okay? They aren't the brightest lights in the chandelier.
Okay.
My friends, okay? There's some misconceptions out there, and I'm going to run these questions my friends have by you, and you're going to confirm or deny, okay? You're going to be the subject matter expert because you are.
Okay.
So one that came in, I heard if I don't pay my order on time, that it automatically gets canceled.
Good point. So it will not. As mentioned before, that's what the purpose of the credit card is, to lock in the pricing and to act as a commitment towards your order, or a signature towards the commitment of your order. That being said, so if someone did decide to cancel, they would be charged $100 in cancellation fee and any market loss that would be applicable at the time. Basically, between the market loss, meaning the price between the time that you ordered and the time that you canceled.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a big no. I heard that I'm not subject to cancellation fees and or market loss fees if I cancel. You sort of just addressed this.
Yeah, it's a no. It's a no. Similar to our last point, where that's what the credit card is being used for.
Yeah, come on, Bobby. No means no, okay?
Yeah.
If the market, again, they're all very similar, but there's a lot of, I think they're looking for some loopholes here, I think. I'm not sure. But if the market suddenly dips, will that price that I originally purchased it at be adjusted?
No, it doesn't get adjusted. Just as if it went up, we wouldn't come to you asking for the difference back.
Which makes complete sense to me. That sounds fair.
Yeah.
Now, I've had several conversations on the PMX Conversations, and I've learned investing in physical metals, like primarily gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. It's considered a strategic way to preserve wealth, like, hedge against economic instability.
Right.
Like unlike stocks or bonds, precious metals are tangible assets. I could reach out and grab one right now.
Right.
No counterparty risk, and their value is not dependent on a company's performance or a government's promise.
That's correct.
And now you're telling me, Demetra, that we can take control of our investments online 24/7.
That is correct. The fact that it's physical metals and it's not paper stocks or, paper investments, you have that metal. You have the ability to keep it and sell it when you want it. Gift it to someone if that's your intent. Generational wealth can be passed down from it. You have the physical ability to do what you want with it. And it doesn't depend on other companies or exchange rate fluctuations and things like that. That's yours, and you got it.
And you can order it 24/7. You don't even have to wear pants. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. Just like the Zoom calls back from the pandemic days. Nice shirt.
Well, I blocked that out of my memory. But thanks for the reminder. And thank you for joining us and sharing your insights today, Demetra.
Thank you so much for having me, Mike.
We appreciate your expertise and your perspective.
Thank you.
And it's a lovely blazer, if I may.
Thank you very much.
Love it. To learn more about Canadian PMX, visit CanadianPMX.com. You can also follow Canadian PMX on social media for market updates, announcements, and future episode releases. I'm Toronto Mike, and I'll see you in the next episode of the PMX Conversations. Thanks for listening.